If you've been living with pelvic pain and been told it's normal or that nothing can be done, I want you to hear this. Welcome to This Explainer. I'm a senior pelvic floor physiotherapist over at OVA Women's Health, and today we're going to look really closely at a hidden link that so many people miss: the connection between your daily stress and your pelvic floor. So let's just dive right into it. First and foremost, pelvic pain is real. It's absolutely not in your head, and there are evidence-based treatments that actually help. So often women are dismissed, right? They're told their pain is just kind of part of being a woman. But what you're experiencing is very likely pelvic floor tension. It's a real physical condition. And honestly, I want you to know you're finally in the right place and you are being heard. Now, before we get deep into the pain aspect, let's just quickly establish what the pelvic floor actually is. I want you to picture a group of muscles forming the very base of your pelvis. It acts almost like a dynamic, supportive hammock. These muscles are literal powerhouses. They support your bladder, your bowel, and your uterus. Basically, they control your urine and bowel movements. And, this is absolutely crucial, they're essential for supporting healthy sexual function too. Okay, so here is the unconscious connection. We often think of stress as just an emotional state, right? Like a feeling of being totally overwhelmed. But stress actually triggers a very real, very physical reaction in your body. Think about it. When some people are stressed, they unconsciously clench their jaw, or they literally hike their shoulders right up to their ears. Well, your pelvic floor muscles do the exact same thing. That vital supportive hammock we just talked about, it's directly impacted by the tension you're carrying around in your mind. Let's calmly walk through how this biological cascade actually happens inside you. First, there's a stress trigger. Next, your body releases cortisol. That's your primary stress hormone. This basically forces your nervous system straight into a protective fight or flight state. And then, as a protective reflex, your pelvic floor muscles tighten completely up. And the kicker, it's entirely unconscious. You aren't choosing to do this. It's just your body's automatic defense mechanism going into overdrive. So, to put that into perspective, let's compare. When it's healthy, a relaxed pelvic floor has normal tone. It contracts when needed and fully releases when you're resting. But prolonged stress leads to what we call pelvic floor hypertonicity. Think of it like a fist that's clenched all day long. Eventually, it just gets locked in constant tension. And because it's been contracted for so long, well, it is incredibly difficult to just magically let go of this built-up tension all on your own. It's not that easy. Because of all this constant tension, you might start noticing some really specific disruptive symptoms. Maybe you're feeling persistent pelvic pain. Or you could be experiencing urinary urgency or even leakage when you're under physical stress. You might struggle with stubborn constipation, experience really painful intercourse, or just feel this constant exhausting heaviness in your pelvis. Listen, if this sounds familiar, please know these symptoms definitely tend to intensify over time if left untreated, but they absolutely do not have to dictate your life. Stay with me, this next part matters most. I know acknowledging this pain can feel really heavy, especially if you've been dealing with it for months or, even years. But honestly, understanding why this happens is the very first step toward healing. So, now that we know exactly what's going on inside your body, let's shift gears and talk about the pathway to hope, relief, and getting your life back. Here is the single most important thing you need to hear today. Pelvic pain responds well to specialist physiotherapy, and you deserve that care. This specific type of stress-related dysfunction is highly treatable. You do not have to live with this discomfort forever, I promise you. There is a proven, evidence-based way to retrain your muscles and calm down that overloaded nervous system. The really amazing news is just how effectively we can treat this. At OVA Women's Health, we use highly specialized techniques to tackle both the physical muscle tension and that underlying nervous system response. This includes gentle manual therapy to literally release those tightly locked muscles. We also use biofeedback, targeted diaphragmatic breathing, and specific stretching routines to restore your natural muscle function. It's a whole-body approach. One of our absolute most powerful tools is biofeedback. It sounds high-tech, but think of it as a real-time translator for your body. It provides actual data about your muscle activity so you can see exactly what your internal muscles are doing right there on a screen. Seeing this data is a total game changer. It empowers you to consciously release the tension that your stress has built up. It bridges that mind-muscle gap, showing you exactly how to relax. Of course, healing is also about what you do at home to manage daily stress. Mindfulness and meditation are fantastic because they actually lower the circulating stress hormones that cause that pelvic tension in the first place. Low-impact exercises, like a good walk, release natural endorphins. And then there's diaphragmatic breathing. This is huge. It acts like an internal massage. As your lungs expand, your diaphragm physically pushes downward to gently stretch and relax those pelvic floor muscles. It's like a brilliant internal piston motion. At OVA Women's Health in Burnaby, BC, we look way beyond just your basic symptoms to figure out what's truly happening with your body and your nervous system. We offer a multidisciplinary, totally safe, and absolutely judgment-free space designed specifically for complex pain conditions just like this. We know exactly how to approach this sensitive issue, and honestly, our care goes far, far beyond what you typically experience in general physio. You have been patient long enough. Specialist help exists, and it starts with one appointment. Your first consultation with us is unhurried, incredibly thorough, and highly compassionate. We sit down with you, really take the time to understand your lifestyle, what your daily stress levels look like, and most importantly, your deeply personal goals for recovery. You can go ahead and scan to book your first unhurried, judgment-free appointment with us today. This is your moment to seek the specialist care you truly, truly deserve. Let us help you reclaim your comfort, rediscover your confidence, and finally feel safe in your own body again. It's so possible for you. I want to leave you with this final thought. Your body has been carrying this tension to protect you. It was reacting to stress the best way it knew how. But are you ready to finally let it go? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Remember, early intervention is the absolute key to your recovery. We're right here when you're ready.